Hi everybody, just wanted to do a brief video about the changes for the modes of learning for the second quarter. I will go ahead and start with those students that are in the Tulsa Virtual Academy and have been since August. You will remain in the Tulsa Virtual Academy until the third quarter begins, which will be January 25th. So on January 25th, your child will either keep going in the Tulsa Virtual Academy, or if you've asked for them to return to the regular school that they were attending, then they will start attending that other school in January 25th. Now, for those of you who had chosen not to be in the Virtual Academy, you were in distance learning for the first 9 weeks of school for this first quarter. And the Board of Education approved that starting the second quarter, which starts on November 9th, certain grades will be in person and certain grades will remain in distance learning. So here are the details. Elementary school students will be returning in person Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Wednesdays will remain distance learning. But this is how they will start coming back into the classroom. So students in pre-K and kindergarten will come back into the regular classroom November 9th. Students in grades 1st, 2nd, and 3rd will come in a week later on Monday, November 16th. And then students in the remainder of the elementary grades, so 4th and 5th, and if you have 6th grade in your elementary school, it will include them. If not, it won't include them. So the remainder of elementary school students will return the week after that, which is November 30th. Students in middle, junior high, and high school will remain in distance learning through the end of this calendar year, but then will return to school January 4th in person. If you want your child to stay in distance learning during the second quarter and they're not in the Tulsa Virtual Academy, that means they're not in the academy, and now that the students are going back in person, you really want to keep your child back home in distance learning, you have to let the district know by October 31st. So by the end of this month, you have to complete the form letting them know of your intentions or your commitment to keep your child at your house doing distance learning. And I will put the link in the comment section or in the post. And if you sign that commitment, if you complete that commitment, your child will remain in distance learning until the third quarter. You cannot keep going back and forth. Now, those that would be going in-person learning, just a quick overview of what that would look like. All students and adults are expected to wear masks that cover their nose and their mouth. The schools will provide masks to students who need them, but if your child already has masks, they should be wearing those. They will also have opportunities for mask breaks throughout the day. Families will also be asked to complete a health screening at home prior to coming to school. And I printed out the screening. This is what it will, these are the questions that they will be asking. 1, in the last 48 hours, have you experienced any of the following symptoms that you're not sure is caused by another condition that is not COVID-19, that is not contagious? And then they list several symptoms. The next question, in the last 14 days, have you been in close contact with anyone that you know has had or has COVID-19 or had some symptoms like COVID-19 symptoms? The next one, in the last 10 days, have you had a positive COVID-19 test for the active virus? 4, are you currently waiting on the results of a COVID-19 test? 5, in the last 14 days, has a public health or medical professional told you to self-monitor, self-isolate, or self-quarantine because of concerns about COVID-19 infection? And the last question, in the last 14 days, have you traveled internationally or been in close contact with anyone who has traveled internationally to a country designated by the Centers for Disease Control, or CDC, as warning level 3? Avoid non-essential travel due to COVID-19. If any of the questions get a yes or a slight yes, you need to keep your child home. After you complete the screening, or besides completing the health screening, the district's ability to provide a consistent 6 feet of distancing between students in classrooms and on buses will be limited, since we're having every child come back in elementary. The uniform policy will continue to be relaxed for the 2020-2021 school year. Students in elementary grades, or grades 1 through 6, or in the elementary school buildings, will bring their Chromebooks and Chromebook chargers to school every day. And students in pre-K and kindergarten do not bring their Chromebooks. Students in the remainder of the elementary grades will eat lunch in the cafeteria on staggered schedules to provide for distancing as much as possible. Pre-K and kindergarten students will eat in their classrooms. All students will have breakfast in their classrooms, and students will spend the day with their classmates, will not mix with other groups, and will have limited transitions between spaces. Students will be outside more and will be able to use school playgrounds. Now, if you choose to keep your child at home in distance learning, students will have contact with their assigned teachers, and this will be limited to a few touch points a week, not as much as it is at this moment. School teams will plan these touch points to check in with students on their progress, to maintain their relationships, and teach mini lessons. Students will also work with a combination of recorded videos and activities, and students in distance learning will still be able to pick up breakfast and lunch meals free of charge. They will continue to use their Chromebooks and Canvas learning platform, and students' attendance will remain the same as it has been for this quarter, will remain the same for quarter 2. Students who attend middle school or junior high or high school will continue in distance learning through the end of the calendar year, and these students will return to in-person learning on Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, starting January 4th, like I stated. During November and December, our secondary students will provide some expanded in-person, our schools will provide some expanded in-person support for middle, junior high, and high school students. These supports could include drop-in hours for students who need academic or socio-emotional support, in-person or small group or one-on-one meetings with some groups of students, and careful opening of supervised spaces for students. Now, I will put all the links to what I just stated, and the forms and the health screening, all of that will be included in the post. Please share, and if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please private message me, and I will try to get to those as fast as possible. Please stay safe, keep wearing your mask, keep social distancing, and keep washing your hands. Have a safe rest of your week. Thank you.